Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we have some very important technical analysis that we need to be doing on Bitcoin because, as you guys may know from the last couple of videos, I have been talking about a consolidation pattern that Bitcoin finds itself in, and I've also been talking about the potential for Bitcoin to have a breakout of said consolidation pattern, and in fact, if you take a look at this pattern, you might find that Bitcoin is getting very, very close to the apex of it. In fact, in less than 24 hours from when I'm recording this, we should be expecting a big breakout on Bitcoin, and in this video, we're going to be discussing which direction that breakout might be coming. We're also going to be talking about how to trade that Bitcoin breakout and where you want to put your trades in. Guys, Bitcoin's been trading sideways for a little over a week now, and I think that is fast approaching to its conclusion, and in today's video, we are going to talk about that conclusion and talk about how it is going to end and what the next chapter in Bitcoin's progression back to all-time high will look like. Guys, I think you're going to have a lot of fun in today's video. I think we're going to go through some amazing content, and I think you're going to get a lot of good value out of today's video. So as always, if you do, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Before we, just dive on into it, I do want to mention one thing, and that'd be the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. Guys, CT2A is on sale right now, and as you can see right over there, the Bullrun 2020 coupon code will get you $40 off at checkout. If you go down into the description down below, hit the link down there, you're going to see the link to CT2A, and if you follow that link, you can actually watch a couple of our videos here for free as previews for what the Academy is like, namely how to set up and use TradingView and how to spot a winning indicator in pattern. Two great videos. You can watch those for free down below. Guys, it's very, very important that you invest in your education, especially in a time like this where Bitcoin is rallying, going on a bull market. I just got one of my friends to invest $5,000 into Bitcoin. I'm very happy about that. Really looking forward to seeing how they do with that. Guys, if you want to learn about technical analysis, if you want to learn how to be profitable in these markets, you have to make sure you're investing in the right area. CT2A is a great place to do that. But for now, though, guys, without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Guys, big movements are coming to Bitcoin today, and I'm really excited to jump onto it, so let's just go ahead and jump on to said chart. Guys, as you can see, Bitcoin is in some kind of diamond pattern right now, and we are coming very, very close to our conclusion over here. And as you can see, it kind of looks like Bitcoin's breaking to the downside, but we're going to get to that in a minute. But the simple fact of the matter is that Bitcoin is very, very far into this consolidation pattern. And as those of you who have gone through the Academy will know, normally about 70% of the way through a consolidation pattern, you're going to actually have the breakout, which means if the consolidation pattern is 8 days long, you'd expect to have the breakout between 5 and 6 days in, which means that we really should have expected to have the breakout a couple days ago. That means a couple of things. Number one, it actually, in my opinion, is a bearish factor for Bitcoin because it means that if Bitcoin were so bullish and you would have expected us to break out already, why haven't we? It's an important question, one that we don't necessarily have a straight up bullish answer to. As I said in yesterday's video, there is a chance that Bitcoin pulls back to 10.5, but let's keep going. Because one thing that I want to instill in you guys in these videos and make sure you understand specifically in this video is that sometimes you have to be careful with your technical analysis because it can be incorrect if you're not able to adjust it. Notice this uptrend of support right here. Notice how it looks like we've already broken bearish below it. And to be honest with you, I've got a feeling that we are going to break bearish now. But even if we don't, just going by what we have right now, you can see that we have a couple of bottoms that don't line up with this level of support. Namely, these two down here and this one down here. Why are these above this level of support and these are below it? Well, what we should really do in this situation, guys, is redefine our support level to more accurately match the market. And as you can see, Bitcoin has now actually fit to a proper trend line. And if we drag these two trend lines out, what we're going to see is that they cross in the next 48 hours or so. So yeah, that means that number one, pay attention to your trend lines because sometimes the trend line may have been accurate 3 days ago, but that doesn't mean it's still accurate and you need to completely redraw it like we just did. That's something you need to keep in mind with your TA is that TA that's already existing can be wrong. And number two, as far as what's actually going on Bitcoin, understand we're very far into a consolidation pattern. And also, by the way, since we've redrawn this no longer really looks like a diamond pattern. It more just looks like a consolidation pattern, which that's important because sometimes diamond patterns have a tendency to break to the downside, but if it's just a consolidation pattern, that's normally going to be a continuation pattern, which signals a bullish breakout. Anyway, Bitcoin is sitting down here on the support right now, so there is a decent chance that Bitcoin could break out in the next couple of hours from when I'm recording this. That might be a little bit before this video actually goes out. However, something you need to keep in mind is that, of course, Bitcoin looks like that because it's testing the support right now. When Bitcoin was up here 12 or 13 hours ago, we would have easily said, yeah, it looks like Bitcoin's about to break bullish because look at how much we're testing against the resistance. Easy argument to make, but isn't always accurate. What is more accurate is not just looking at where the market is right now, but let's look at what the market's done in the last several days. What has the market been doing around the resistance? And then on the opposite side of that, what's Bitcoin been doing around the support? We've had very small amounts of trading around the support, but if you look look at the actual resistance, Bitcoin has been trading around this resistance level quite a lot, which even though we talked about some bearish forces earlier, this is actually a very bullish thing. Remember what we talk about in CT2A, whenever Bitcoin is trading against a level of support or resistance, the more it trades against one of them, the more likely it is to break it. If you test a level of resistance 17 times, on the 18th time, there's a pretty high likelihood that you're going to break it, right? So as far as what the hourly chart is saying to us, guys, it's a bit of a mixed bag, but I still believe that it's relatively bullish for Bitcoin, even though we're sitting down here around the support level. That being said, Bitcoin does have a possibility of breaking to the downside, which is why we're going to go over how to trade this market in a little bit. Before doing that, though, I want to make an important point. Someone pointed this out in the comments section yesterday, and you might notice 10,000 euro, which is obviously going to be a very big psychological level, equals about 11,780 United States dollars right now. Which means that if we're to look at BTC over EUR over on Coinbase, you can see, oh, guess what? Guess where Bitcoin is testing resistance? 10,000 euro. In the same light that we were talking about a little while ago about not getting blinded by the technical indicators that are already on your chart and making sure that you're able to adjust them, us Americans and everyone that uses the United States dollar as the comparative for Bitcoin, we have to be kind of careful and not forget that, hey, there are other charts, and a lot of people look at BTC over Euro. The European Union has like 600 million people living in it. That's a lot of people, that's a lot of economic power, and it should not be ignored. And it's for that reason that I make this reference that Bitcoin is testing 10,000 euro. And if Bitcoin is to break above 10,000 euro or above around 12,000 US dollars, then that is a very good thing because 10,000 on either comparative is going to be a very big psychological level of resistance. What this means is that if Bitcoin is able to break bullish out of the consolidation pattern that we've been watching for the last several days, it's going to be a very good thing, not just because we're breaking resistance levels in the zone that we talked about in several videos now. We're also going to be breaking 10,000 euro, and that's going to send the Europeans into a frenzy because they're all going to want more Bitcoin, as do we all. As for the slightly longer term charts, guys, if you look at the 4-hourly chart, what you're going to find is that Bitcoin is currently bearish on it, but this is actually not necessarily a bad thing because if Bitcoin does remain bearish and manages to turn around and go bullish, that could be a little bit of a kick that we need to break to the upside. We'd likely have a bullish cross right around the time that we broke north if we decide to, and because of that, that could help push us even farther. One thing to keep in mind also is that volume has been declining over the last 7 days or so, and that is indicative of a consolidation pattern. Obviously, that indicates a healthy consolidation pattern, and it means that there's not really any funny monkey business going on that we didn't know about before. This trend becomes very, very clear on the daily chart, as you can see. One thing that's very clear on the daily chart also is this bearish cross right here, guys, and this is why I'm saying that there is a decent chance that Bitcoin actually breaks to the downside in this consolidation pattern. There are a lot of things that are kind of... Bitcoin had a big run and it's traded sideways for a little bit, and the bears are getting a little bit stronger because we've cooled off a little bit. The bulls are getting a little bit more conservative because we haven't rallied it in the last several days or so. And that doesn't mean that the uptrend's over. That doesn't mean that the bull market is over or anything. It just means that, you know, Bitcoin is going through healthy consolidation, and that's not a bad thing. If we do break to the downside, that's okay because we're still in a bull market either way, and it's going to take a lot for us to knock us out of that. So it's not really a concern anyway. So that all kind of brings me to the point, how do you actually trade this market? Bitcoin is obviously very far into this hourly chart consolidation pattern, and we're about to have a breakout of it. So I want to run you down how exactly you trade this. Now, before I get into it, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Don't sue me. I'm not your mother. I've said all this in plenty of videos now, but I am going to show you how to actually set up these trades, and I'll show you that you can choose bullish or bearish. I want you to make that decision ultimately, not me, because if you trade based off of what I say, then I'm doing your thinking for you, and you're not learning, and also you're not in ownership of your own trade, so if they go right, you don't know why it happened, and if they go wrong, well, now you just hate me, and you still don't know why they happened. So make sure you're doing your own thinking for yourself and not getting burned. But this is how you would want to set up these trades. I've talked about this in many videos, but I like talking about it every time a consolidation pattern comes up. What you want to do in these situations is you want to have an entry price just above or just below the level of resistance. Not necessarily as far away or as close as I drew here. This is just an example. So you'd want to have an entry price somewhere around here or somewhere around here for a short position or for a long position if you were going in that direction. From there, you can put your exit price maybe up here on the long above $12,100, maybe one just a little bit below that since that's going to be a major level of resistance, and then for a short price you might want to exit just above $11,000 because that's probably where Bitcoin's going to get some support. And then of course what you'd want to do is you'd want to have a stop loss because, you know, we're responsible traders, and you're going to want to have that stop loss somewhere around here. It really depends. The stop loss should be on the other side of the trend line that was broken. Let me say that again. The stop loss should be on the other side of the trend line that was broken, but not by much. It's really an art, not a science, deciding where to put stop losses, because you want to make sure that you're not risking too much and exiting a trade in the exact worst time, because that can happen with a stop loss. You need to use a little bit of wisdom, and that's going to come from experience and gut feeling and intuition, which is something we talk about in CT2A. But pretty simply, guys, it doesn't matter which direction Bitcoin breaks out, because either way, you can set up a trade just like I showed you. It doesn't have to be that complicated. It's really very simple, actually. You simply wait until the breakout, and by breakout, I mean you have a big candlestick. Normally, it's going to be a big candlestick. That candlestick is moving very quickly. There's a lot of volume, and the Bollinger Bands are expanding because there's a lot of volatility. That is how you classify a breakout, not just Bitcoin trending slowly up above a level of resistance. That's not a breakout. That's just a fluke. In the same way that we saw a fluke earlier today where it looked like Bitcoin was breaking bearish out of our trend line, but in fact it wasn't, because we had our trend line drawn wrong. So make sure that you have your trend lines drawn correctly before you start entering a trade, because Bitcoin did not break out in this video. And if you had been following the trend line we had at the beginning of this video and you didn't go through the process I showed you of making sure your trend lines are correct, you might have entered a trade, like a short position, and been screwed. So that's kind of, there's a lot of nuance that goes into TA, but I want you to make sure that you guys understand the basics anyway. Guys, I hope you did get some good value out of this video. I'm really excited about where the channel is going. I'm really excited about where Bitcoin is going, and I'm really excited to be on this journey with you guys. Before we go, I do want to mention one thing, though, and that'd be the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. Guys, CT2A is on sale right now, and you can use the BullRun 2020 coupon code to get $40 off at checkout. Guys, CT2A is the one-stop shop to learn everything you need to know to lay a strong foundation here in cryptocurrency markets so that you can trade them profitably and not be wasting your time and money, which is a very easy thing to do in crypto if you're not careful. I would highly encourage you guys, to invest in your education. There are currently 2,173 members in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, and our growing family in CT2A can attest to the fact that CT2A is worth every single penny. You can talk to them in the comment section. You can talk to them in our free Discord server. You can talk to them anywhere you want and get their God's honest testimony where I can't see it, so that you can actually trust what I'm saying here, that CT2A is worth every penny. And by the way, if it wasn't worth every penny, there wouldn't be a 14-day money-back refund guarantee that you can email us and get all your money back. I wouldn't have that if I didn't trust the product. And by the way, with all of the people who have gone through CT2A, we have a less than 1% refund rate, which I'm pretty proud of. So guys, if you want to actually take the next step and start moving towards understanding these markets, which is so important, because so many people try and fly by the seat of their pants, and they're like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing, even though they've never really been all that profitable. You don't want to be that guy, so make sure you're investing in your education. Guys, CT2A is a great resource, and if you want to get access to it, the link's in the description down below. Now's a fantastic time since Bitcoin is in the beginning of a bull market. But guys, that is going to wrap it out for today's video. Before I go, though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.